This is my '06 Suzuki LTR450. It's been out of service for about a year now due to a few problems, and I'm finally going to try to tackle these problems and get it back on the trails. I've owned this for 5 years now. It was almost new when I bought it. I got it from a dealership in Grand Junction, Colorado, and it was pretty, what I thought to be clean and low hour machine when I bought it. Granted, I did have a few good years of beating on this machine within reason. I never rode it low on any fluids or did anything too mean to it. But let's see. So about 2 years ago, I did a full service on this thing, including a $59 fuel filter from the dealership. I installed it myself. It's under the gas tank, and then I had the injector professionally flushed and pressure back flushed and all that fun stuff. And I replaced the spark plug with an iridium spark plug, and then I pressure tested the fuel regulator, which was good. I also put a stage 1 intake cam kit in this machine from Hot Cams, and I had about, I would say, 20 to 30 hours of great riding. I absolutely was pulling the front wheels up left and right and just having a blast. And now that's kind of, those days are kind of on hold. I currently have sprung an oil leak from an undetermined seal, and it's kind of spewing everywhere. That's one of my 3 major problems. The second one is the axle apparently the tip got bent at one of my jumps. I landed, bent this right tip of the axle. So you can't see it with this situation, but when you start going any significant speed, you start seeing the wheel is like wobbling like that, and it's all because the axle is bent. So I got a new axle. That wasn't cheap. It hasn't been installed yet. And then the most serious problem that it developed in the last few rides was it was bogging at full throttle. So I again pressure tested the fuel regulator, and that was again within spec. I visually looked at the injector, and it looked really clean still. So basically the fuel pump generally sits right in here. Sits in here, 2 bolts. This is a vent. This is goes to the injector. This comes from the tank. You pull that off, and then bear with me 1 second. So you pull that off. This is the assembly here, and this fits in there. Gas goes in through here. Here's the hookup for the vent. That goes to the injector, electrical connector right there. What I was hoping the situation was, because it was bogging at full throttle, there's a little filter that fits onto the, there's a filter. I was thinking that was dirty. When I took it apart, it was not dirty at all. It was very clean. So I think I need to replace my fuel pump now. I'm going to go ahead and just order a new fuel pump, because there's no reason why the gas wouldn't flow through this. I hit it with carb cleaner. Everything came out clean. There wasn't any dirt inside this at all. So I don't think that the pump needs to be cleaned. I think it just needs to be replaced. And I hope that works, because I have spent quite a lot of time and money on this machine, and it's kind of nickel and diming me, unfortunately, and that's the truth of the matter. So if you're going to buy one of these, be careful. I've driven a Yamaha Blaster through hell and back with like no problems, and then compared to this thing, it's double. The Yamaha Blaster is double as reliable as this machine, in my opinion. This one's been very finicky and had a lot of why isn't it running great now kind of situations. That's about all I gotta say. I've owned it for 5 years. If it gives me more drama, I'm cutting ties with this one. I'm a big fan of 2-strokes anyways. This is my first like performance 4-stroke ATV, but it has been a handful. This is the first model year that it was made, the 06, and I've had some drama specifically with the 06 year that I've come to replace parts, most notably an oil line that had a hairline crack while I was riding. It's going on like 2 or 3 years ago now. But I found out that the 07 model year used a totally different oil line. So buyer beware when it comes to first model years of machines and all that. Alright, that's it.